Now this is something that actually goes faster by hand than it does by Desmos, but I do want you to see step by step what we're doing, so I'm going to live with Desmos for the moment. So you can see that we have some sort of sine and cosine graph. It looks just like sine and cosine, and it's repeating. So we need to find a frame first in order to get started. Now, basically, you can find a sine frame or a cosine frame. I always like to find cosine frames because I can go from top to top and I can very easily read what's going on. For example, I can see here that the frame top starts at 7 and the frame ends at 18. So what I'm going to do is draw a little piece of graph. I want it always to be at height. What does the height look like there? 15. So I'm going to go T and then 15 like this, the way we did the other day. It starts at 7, it ends at 18, and you can see we've drawn the top, which is great. Now I want something that's going to start right at the top, so T is always going to be 7. So I'm going to say something like 7, and then T, and my T should start right here, not there. Let's see, way down at the bottom, that looked like minus 45. All right, let's see here, and it goes all the way up to 15, I think. So you can see we just drew the left-hand side of the frame. I now want to draw the bottom of the frame, which is going to be just like the top. It's going to be T something. I think it's T minus 45, like that. And then I want it to start at 7 and end at 18, so we've drawn the bottom. And now I want the right-hand side where it looks like the right-hand side's always at 18, and let's see, the x is always 18, and the y values are changing, so I'm going to do something like that. This is going to go, no, not down there yet, from minus 45 to 15. And so we've successfully drawn our frame like that. Now I'm just going to close the frame folder so we don't have to deal with that. What we do need to do is now use the frame to find all the pieces. Now just a reminder, I'd use cosine, so I'm going to write down y equals a plus b times cosine, and then c, and then t minus d. We know what each of those things stands for, but let's go find them. So I'm going to add a note again so you can read this later. I want the top. The top, we already decided, was at, what, 15? Is at 15. The bottom is at, we decided, minus 45. So the middle line is the average of those two, is at 15 plus minus 45 divided by 2. Let's see here. That's going to be minus 30. I'm thinking it's minus 15. Now what I'm going to do, I'm not going to leave this here, but I am going to just write down y equals minus 15 and see if that looks like the middle. It does, so I think we're good there with the middle line. All right, now I'm going to find the amplitude. Adding a note. Remember the amplitude. Let's do this just a second here. Remember, this is A. Good. Oh no. Right here, please. Yay. All right. Now, the amplitude is the distance between the middle and the top, and that's usually the absolute value of b, but we have a plain old cosine, so it's going to be b in this case. That's going to be the distance between the top and the middle. Well, the top was at 15, the middle was at minus 15, so we get 30. So that's b. Now the next thing I'd like to do is find the left-hand side, which is d. Let's add that as a note so you can see it for later. Yes, the left-hand side of the frame equals d, which we can just see as 7. That's good. Now, the width of the frame, let's see here, note, the width of the frame equals 18 minus 7. But what we've decided, by the way, is that that's not equal to c. We can use c to find that, but that's all we got, right? Just recall, no, sorry, it's got to be a note again. Looking for a note in all the wrong places. A note. Recall that c is what we're looking for, is equal to 2 times pi divided by the width of the frame in this case. Oh, so that's just good. So that's c. Now I'm going to check our answer. How am I going to check my answer? I'm going to put down an equation, and I'm hoping I get exactly the same graph I'm looking at. So I'm going to write down y equals minus 15 plus 30 times the cosine of, let's see here, what do we decide? 2 pi divided by 11, and then left side, x minus 7. Ta-da! And you can see the graph that we just came up with. The equation we just came up with has exactly the same graph as the one we started with, so yay, we found the right answer.